final issue which is bothering me, and I don't normally hear this talked about in terms of education. And this is the tension, I think, between digital technology and environmental sustainability. If we're thinking about 2050, I think we need to think about 3 decades hence. Current dominant forms of digital technology in education, I think, are dependent upon what might well prove to be unsustainable levels of energy consumption and natural resource consumption.
We know that the traditional means are not sufficient if you compare it to the needs and to the demographics. And when you look at all the professions that need to be developed to meet the challenges and to make people actors of their own development. So that is Orange vision on this issue.
So how can the concept of public good apply to technology? That's something that I'm trying to reconcile. I don't quite have the answer yet. But then I'll imagine that again, governments will need to come in, to say that we want to make education available for all. So are we talking about something like a technology tax? I don't know. Maybe those people who have, to contribute to those who do not have it, through some form of social leveler.
The gaps of educational inequality have to be addressed with the flexibility of the educational system in order to respond to changing scenarios.
One thing I would say is policy. It's twofold actually. The policy is for connectivity, but to also ensure that inclusivity is always there.
Closing the digital divide, which is essential, is a very complex endeavor in which we need to bring all these factors that I was mentioning. And second, that when we talk about this learning of the future, it's about resilience, it's about continuation of the learning process from the school to home.
If we have to choose the one policy lesson we have learned during these last months, it would be that we have to reimagine education and accelerate change. The pandemic has made more evident the weaknesses of the education systems. We have to, therefore, reimagine education. We have to think about the aim. Why do we educate? What for? We have to improve the quality of education. And in this sense, we believe that digital education is a great tool. We have to reach the unconnected, and we have to accelerate this change, because teaching and learning in the digital area and after the pandemic will never be the same.
Our greatest policy is no one should be left behind. We should do everything to reach the unreached, the disadvantaged learners, those with disabilities, those in the border areas. That's our main project now, reaching to the border areas, the migrant learners and students, and so on and so forth.
If things stay exactly the same, meaning funding doesn't go up and funding doesn't go down, we still have a few 100 million children and youth who will have severe issues by 2030.
Final point, change is possible through innovation and new experiences, experimentation. We could see formidable experimentation. We could see in the ground and in many countries. And I think Rob Jenkins and Hemi Saavedra explained very well the importance of this dimension and the importance of connecting this dimension with the need of not leaving education behind as a public sector and investing in education.